Welcome back. It's Wednesday and the 14th, and a pretty decent day in the neighborhood. Not as many showers and storms across eastern Kentucky as we have seen, and as we certainly saw around this time last evening. That is a good thing. We're also seeing temperatures continue to climb back up into the upper 80s. 87 expected for tomorrow, and even a little bit warmer than that on your Friday. Still staring, however, at some pretty good shower and possibly storm chances for your weekend, Friday night, and certainly into your Saturday. Your updated weather forecast in just a few moments. We will talk tonight about masks in our schools. Just about 4 weeks away, ladies and gentlemen, before the start of school. And we'll be talking about it tonight and over the course of several nights, I think, as different entities and individuals and people are weighing in on the matter. I've also got some COVID numbers for you tonight as well. We haven't talked about those for a while, but we do have some to discuss this evening. Also, I have posted the lineup and some other information for what will be the 17th annual Magoffin County Community Day event, and a host of other news and information, including an arrest. A man caught red-handed burglarizing the home of a late Magoffin County man. Pretty much, says police, all of the belongings and effects inside taken out. Many of them, however, recovered. With that said, on the topic of masks, we have a lot of folks weighing in on that very subject. Senator Rand Paul, for example, he and others brought forth legislation just earlier today to repeal those mask mandates on public transportation. He says it's time to put a stop to this nanny state mandate of requiring masks on public transportation. And in a free country, people will evaluate their personal risk factors, and they're smart enough to ultimately make medical decisions like wearing a mask for themselves. School systems all across the state and nation, of course, gearing up for the start of class. About a month away for many. Here in Kentucky already, some school districts mandating the use of masks for unvaccinated students, which will most, unless there are some provisions, include everyone under the age of 12, as that age group has not been approved for vaccines as of yet, and then of course all those 12 and older who did not get the vaccine. While the Kentucky Department of Education has weighed in on the matter, and it is urging school districts to follow the very latest guidance which has been issued by the CDC, which says that kids under the age of 12 whose vaccines have not been authorized should wear a mask inside a classroom. The CDC itself is also recommending that students do get back to class and forego virtual learning, but that those unvaccinated wear a mask in the classroom. Mayor Pete Shepard, our public health director, is due to be on a conference call tomorrow, as will other mayors and school officials and state officials, or officials across the state, I should say, with the Kentucky Department of Education. We'll be talking with him, with our school superintendent, and some others in the coming days, possibly as soon as tomorrow, to find out exactly what this school year may entail in that very regard. This is a conversation I expect that a lot of families will be having over the next couple of weeks. With that said, let's go ahead and segue that into our COVID update for tonight. Haven't had to have one for weeks. In fact, Magoffin County only recorded 3 total cases for the month of June. But we have doubled that, at least in the first few days of July. We haven't seen a dramatic increase, but we've seen an increase here in Magoffin County. More on that in just a few seconds. Statewide, we're seeing a similar trend. We're back to having a couple of red counties this evening. Martin and, on the other end of the state, Hopkins County, both in the critical zone. And actually only 12 of Kentucky's 120 counties, 10%, in the green at this time. That number was much higher just a couple of weeks ago. That leaves 23 counties in the orange, and those 2 red will equal 83 in the yellow. And here in eastern Kentucky, we see Magoffin County has gone from being a 0 or 0.1 or 2 to about 2.3. Again, not a dramatic increase, but it is an increase nonetheless. And all of our neighbors are also out of the green and into the yellow, albeit to the tune of 1.1 or 5.8 for not and Johnson counties. And again, Martin County seeing a significant increase at 26.8 for today's incident rate map for the state of Kentucky. Here in Magoffin County, I spoke with Shepard just a few moments ago, our public health director, and as I said, 3 cases in the entire month of June. We've had 3 cases, however, reported just this week, and a total of 6 for the first now 14 days, or nearly half of July. Again, numbers very well in check compared to where we were, but we're also seeing them going the opposite direction. And if you look at the state as a whole, total case count 468,680 to the top left of your screen. Deaths standing at 7,276. The statewide incident rate map on this dashboard to the top right, 7.154. While if we take a look at the chart, the epidemic curve, number of cases, if you will, you'll notice at the very far right of that graph, well, we are still in much better shape, obviously, than we were back around certainly the first of the year when we peaked at about 4,000. But we're also noticing that the numbers for the middle of July around about are back where they were around the first, or latter part, I should say, of May. After declining from December all the way down to May and then on through June, numbers today would equal those from about 2 months ago. Not a dramatic increase, but an increase nonetheless. Will it have any impact on anything as we have lived? Well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll also be talking about, of course, again, tomorrow or soon thereafter, masks in our schools and how local school districts, which are right now, as from what I understand, going to be left with a decision as to whether or not unvaccinated students will be required to wear them, what they're going to weigh in on. And I'll have that for you as soon as we can gather that information. Again, possibly as soon as tomorrow. We may start that conversation. I'll be right back.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Appalachian Wireless is proud to offer the Emergency Broadband Benefit Discount. This federal program can reduce the cost of our 25 gig unlimited plan by up to $50 a month. If someone in your household qualifies for certain government benefit programs or experienced substantial loss in income in the last year, you may be eligible. Only one discount per household, and it's only available until allotted funds run out. For more details, go to AppalachianWireless.com/EBB. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data speeds will be slowed to 512 kilobytes after 25 gig per line.
There's no missing that this is the new McFarland and Tinker Law Office location on the Mountain Parkway in the former Farm Bureau building in Sagersville, just like there's no denying that their nearly 60 years of legal experience has won their clients millions and millions of dollars in disability, auto accident, and wrongful death cases. It's where your case matters to you and to us. McFarland and Tinker, also Griffey approved. Welcome to East Kentucky's premier vape and CBD shop, offering all natural tobacco alternatives and everything vape and smoke shop related. Everything you're looking for and everything you're not. Best quality, best prices, best service.
Come to Appalachian Smoke Shop for all your tobacco alternatives and accessories, as well as products like CBD, kratom, and legal THC that people are telling us they're using to treat pain, anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, and lack of energy, as well as just for overall wellness. Make it your one stop, Appalachian Smoke Shop.
Call the pros. All Pro Gutter Works specializes in seamless gutters, vinyl siding, metal roofing, replacement doors and windows, remodeling or adding on to your home with free and fair estimates backed by decades of happy and return customers with guaranteed satisfaction and 18 months 0% financing. All Pro Gutter Works. 349-9999. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
A Magoffin County man remains jailed on a charge of burglary in the first degree and receiving stolen property after caught red-handed burglarizing the home of a late Magoffin County man. 37-year-old Christopher Howard was arrested at a family member's home on East Maple Street here in Sagersville yesterday afternoon after an investigation was opened into the case of a burglary at a McGoffin County residence the day prior. The McGoffin County Sheriff's Department, as I understand, receiving a report of a burglary at a home on Old Lick Creek Road, the residence of Mr. James Adams, who had passed away earlier this year. Turns out an individual had stopped by the property to feed some dogs that were there, and when he walked around the back of the house, he saw Howard walking out of the house with an armful of items that had belonged to Mr. Adams. When Christopher Howard saw the individual, he took off running, disappeared into the hills. And during the investigation of the Sheriff's Department, which began thereafter, they found nearly all the contents of the home had been stolen since Mr. Adams had passed away. That included everything from firearms to ammunition to personal effects, and many of the items were scattered just all over the property, in the yard, on the hillside. There was a set of hearing aids valued at about $8,000 that had belonged to Mr. Adams that were found tossed in a dog lot by Howard, according to authorities, as he fled the scene. When police went to the family member's home on East Maple Street, Howard wasn't there, but the family member allowed them to look at some bags that were inside the home, inside which they found many items that were stolen from Adams's residence. As well, they also found items stolen from another McGoffin County individual as well. Right now, Howard faces charges of burglary in the first degree and receiving stolen property. The McGoffin County Community Foundation has announced the lineup and a few other details for what will be the 17th annual McGoffin County Community Day. Of course, we saw it foregone last year as a result of COVID. However, there was an effort, a successful one at that, to raise funds for those participating nonprofits. But this year, it's back to the Ramey Park, back in August on the 21st, for again will be the 17th year. August the 21st, 10 a.m. till who knows when, till all the fun is over. Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, Ralph Stanley 2 and the Clinch Mountain Boys, Hammertown, Lenny Centers and Center Line, Caleb Doherty Band, Black Powder Express, True Gospel Echoes. The kids from Project Echo at the McGoffin County High School are all reasons to bring yourself, your friends, your family, the kids, lawn chairs, and make your way to the Ramey Park in Sagersville. As always, tickets are just $10, and as always, kids 12 and under get in free. And there are going to be a few other changes this year to, I believe, the Community Day celebration and event that you're going to love, and that it's going to make you want to come that much more. This is just an announcement to let you know, to save the date, as they say. Put it on your calendar for August the 21st, just a little more than a month away. Between now and then, we'll be giving some other very important information and incentives that you'll want to hear about to be sure and come and join all the fun. And, of course, raise money for all those wonderful non-profit organizations that participate and rely on your help each and every year. Now, let me go on to this photograph, if you don't mind. Kentucky Coal Towns has shared some really wonderful pictures on their social media I'm not sure how long they've even been around. And I showed you one at the grounds of the Old Sagersville Grade School, Old Sagersville High School, several weeks ago. And I asked for some feedback to help find out maybe who some of these folks were and things of that nature. And I got it, and I'll be relaying that to you soon. It's just kind of been holding on to it for a rainy day. But this picture I came across today, thanks to someone who shared it with me, and I couldn't hold on to this one. So, again, you got anything you want to add to this photograph, which is, of course, of a very important part of town for myself? Well, we would love to hear it. You can still see under construction the current side of Your News Today, of course, and the Sagersville Independent there to the right of center of your screen. The picture says this was taken in the 1940s, but now this building, I think, was actually completed around 1936. So late 30s, I believe, in that time frame. You can see the construction and work being done on the streets of Sagersville. Still just earth, and the canopy over top of the sidewalk, I did not realize that was the exact way that it was built. I always thought there was just like an awning that hung over the building, not realizing that apparently there was one all the way over the sidewalk downtown. regardless, if you want to share a little information and what you might see, who you might see or recognize, I know that we're not close and personal any faces, but you may have seen this picture before. This is the first time for me, and I'd like to know more, and we'll talk about it and that other photograph that I showed you a few weeks ago in the very near future. But wow, I mean, that's to see those buildings being built and still standing today. That's an important part of Sagersville history, and mine, to be honest. You may have been hearing that lumber prices are falling. Well, they are, but you also may not be seeing those when you're going to purchase your material. It's not over yet. And in fact, we might see them increase after finally a much long-awaited decrease. The reality of it is, from what I read earlier today, lumber futures fell yesterday about another 3% to about $660 per 1,000 board feet. That's down from $1,700 per 1,000 board feet in the month of May, early May. And that's a good sign. However, it's not over. Lumber had gone up almost 350% from the start of 2020 because, of course, of the pandemic and then strong demand after the supply chain was just demolished. However, producers are still selling lumber at the prices that they purchased it at, which was 300% higher. Therefore, we're not feeling those low prices as of yet. We will eventually, however, if they can't get that lumber out via the supply chain, which is being affected across every walk of life, well, we could go right back to the way we were towards the latter part of last year and see those same increases again. Just to share some good news with you. I'm sorry, I thought it could be better. And a lot of folks are predicting, just in water cooler talk, that we may never see lumber at the price that it was. It may never come back down to that degree. With that said, I've got a lot of other interesting news to pass along to you, but first, here's tonight's Magoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. A reminder that the Water into Wine Food Pantry has Wednesday hours for the month of July, 8 till 10:30. They were unable to be in today, but tomorrow is their senior commodity day from 12:30 till 3. That's, of course, at the Lakefront Church of God on Route 30. Also, commodity day tomorrow for the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center, and they are desperate as ever for help. If you can go and volunteer a little time, manpower, woman power, whatever, it would be greatly appreciated. 10:30 till 2:30 tomorrow at the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. Kids are out of school. Give them something to do. They might actually like it. I believe they will. Commodities tomorrow at the Magoffin County Senior Citizen Center. And it will be a rain or shine event for the most part. Hillbilly Christmas in July is this Saturday and Sunday. Now, Saturday you can register up at the Pikeville City Park, I believe it is, and the Harley-Davidson. And they have Kids Day in the park that evening, 5 to 7. The parade around the park at 7. Sunday, they will, of course, as I told you on yesterday's program and last week, start to register at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning in Pikeville at the Mine Shaft Harley-Davidson. Then the parade leaves Pikeville, makes its way all the way to Sagersville after a few stops before returning back to the MAC for a great lunch and some really good fun and good times. And this is for all motorcycles, Jeeps, classic cars, your daily driver or work truck. You can be in it too. It's $25 per person or vehicle, and then $5 for every additional person you might have, if you have anybody with you, just to cover the extra lunch. And all proceeds going to Shriners Hospital. We'll have another update in tomorrow's edition of the Sagersville Independent and more information there. We hope to see you Saturday and most definitely on Sunday. A quick reminder as we turn to obituaries tonight that services for Flora Tadlock, 76 of Sagersville, who passed away on Sunday, are to be held tomorrow at 1 o'clock from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. As well, services to be held tomorrow beginning at 7 from the Sagersville Funeral Home at 7 in the evening for 45-year-old Kelly Whitaker of Johnson Fork, who passed away Tuesday, the daughter of Otto Butch and Anna Mae Whitaker, preceded in death by her brother Josh. She survived by her parents, brother Scott, a host of nephews, and family and friends. Services, once again, Thursday evening at 7. Friends will welcome those for visitation Thursday afternoon after 4. Just click on ConleyTire.net and you can shop for tires, find out more about services, brands, wheels, rims, their free coffee, free Wi-Fi, and free local shuttle service, and of course the latest and greatest current offers and specials like how right now you can get up to $150 back on a set of Goodyears. That's ConleyTire.net, or you can always stop by in Staffordsville or give them a call at 297-2424. It's time to play the Lee's Famous Recipe Daily Lunch Special Game, where behind curtain number 1 we have our super tasty country fried steak sandwich, and behind curtain number 2 our famous chicken sandwich with lettuce, pickle, and mayo, and you can get either one of those on a bun or a biscuit. But wait, behind curtain number 3 our extra famous footlong with homemade chili, and all 3 come served with our famous hand-dipped potato wedges and a drink. Monday through Friday for lunch from 11 to 2 for just $5 plus tax. You're a winner either way you go at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Now open in Sayersville, brand new for your dining pleasure. Eat in or carry out. It's JJ's Burgers and Beer, where their all-star chef is cooking up 4-ounce to full 1-pound gourmet class burgers and sides. First-rate pizzas and breadsticks, wings, rings, and more, and your favorite beer by the bottle or by the bucket. It's JJ's Burgers and Beer, only at Speedy's in Sayersville. Tomorrow's edition of the Sayersville Independent is going to press as we speak. A lot of very important information, COVID and otherwise. It can also be where you'll find a lot of sporting information, a lot of reports, even though not much happening right now. You can read more about Miss Brandy Jo Howard, of course, formerly of Magoffin County, now the former University of Pikeville softball coach. She has tendered her resignation to pursue all we know at this time is another career opportunity. We don't know where she is headed. That will make for another report in the Independent. However, we do know that she had a 29-11 record in the 2021 season, as well was the 15th region runner-up. And overall, in her, even though she was there 3 years, technically only 2 because of COVID, I think the overall record was a 55-23. We wish her well wherever she's going, and can't wait to see where she lands. And you can find out more in the paper tomorrow about the adjustment that has been made to the pre-pitch sequence in high school baseball. High school baseball pitchers who do not get a signal from their catcher must now at least act like they do and simulate taking a sign with one foot on the pitcher's plate before they let one loose. The addendum to Rule 611 was the lone rule change forwarded by the National Federation of State High School Associations Baseball Rules Committee, and was subsequently approved by the NFHS Board of Directors. A pitcher leaning forward to receive a sign from the catcher is fundamental of the pre-pitch phase of the game, as it indicates, of course, to both the batter and the players in the field that the ball is about to be put in play, and is the typical signal for any runners on base to begin taking their lead off. So a small but significant change. There's a whole write-up about that by my sports writer Steve Lemaster in tomorrow's paper. Hope you pick it up. The Perseids are back this year. It's always the biggest meteor shower of the year, and it peaks in August on the 11th and 12th, just to let you know. But also to let you know, it is starting now. So if any clear nights, should we get any more between now and the next 30 days, especially towards the middle of August, look up. Find a dark sky, up to 100 meteors, bright ones per hour, when it peaks around the 11th and 12th of August. But between now and then, you'll see some starting to grace the dark lit sky. Here's what the weather forecast is gracing us with for the next 7 days. Glad to tell you that right now, at the 6 o'clock hour, nothing on local Doppler radar. So I recorded the show a couple of hours early yesterday when nothing was happening, in hopes that it wouldn't be happening around 6, and that wasn't the case. Pretty good downpour we saw, but it all led up around 7:30 or so, made for a pretty decent evening. Another one of those in store tonight. We shouldn't have any issues right now weather-wise. Partly cloudy skies and no cause for shower or storm chances for the rest of your Wednesday. For your Thursday, 87, 66, and a completely dry day ahead. Haven't seen one of those for a while in this part of the world. A little patchy fog in the AM. It was a foggy morning today, most certainly, but Mostly sunny, 87 tomorrow. Clear tonight, tomorrow night rather, a low of 66. Sunny and 88, a little bit warmer on your Friday, but with that, shower chances work their way back into the picture to the tune of about a 30% chance in the latter afternoon hours, and for the rest of the evening, we'll see about 68 for Friday night's low. Saturday, we have our next setup rolling into town. It will take temperatures from the upper to the lower 80s, from 82 Friday to 82 on your Saturday. Saturday looks to be filled with clouds and showers and possibly thunderstorms as well, to the tune of 80% right now. 24, 48 hours will give you a much better idea as to what the first half of the weekend holds. Right now, it looks as though the latter half of the weekend holds partly sunny skies, 82 degrees again, then a continued 70% chance of showers and storms. We'll stay in the low 80s from there Monday and Tuesday. Mostly sunny skies both days. Still a lingering 50% chance on Monday, 30% chance on Tuesday, a dwindling 20% chance of showers and storms on your Wednesday, and temperatures starting to get back up to the mid-80s. And that'll wrap it up for today. I'll see you back here tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.